If you think it can't get any better, well, here you go. Damage high enough to freeze my PC. For some of you it might not be really impressive since I have 5 Violet Tau Archon Shards, but those are not for the melee critical damage. Those are for the primary electricity damage, and I really wanted to use them in any frame. It was very hard to find a use for them because I was leaning more towards just straight up ability strength to scale my Eclipse even further beyond, but since I really wanted to have them somewhere, I thought to myself that Mirage needs to be the best possible pick for that. I'm not saying that those are the best, so if you're wondering about your own Archon Shards, I'd suggest getting ability strength or critical damage if you're leaning more towards using melee weapons on her. It's been a long time coming for Mirage to become the true damage frame. After the E tuned down the Eclipse values off of the Helminth, Mirage instantly became one of the best weapon platforms in the game, and it was solely due to Helminth version of Eclipse getting humongous nerf. So look, Eclipse with 322 ability strength has Eclipse valued at 644, which is double the ability strength, while my Quellor having 331 has Eclipse valued at 99.3%. That's a 544.7% less than my Mirage with slightly less ability strength. And we all have to remember, Eclipse is multiplicative. Unlike Roar, it does not increase the ability damage, nor does it double dip with the status damage. So simply put, Mirage is the big hitter. She does all the biggest possible numbers. And her fourth ability is a perfect slot for Helminth. I use Nourish myself because I love to have full energy and 3 viral element. Since I have electric shards on my weapon, I just put 1 toxin, I have corrosive and I have viral. Perfect. And my favorite weapon for her is of course Quellor. Why and what the fuck is that weapon, you might ask? Well, it's because the galvanized aptitude works multiplicatively with it, and it has a big ass fucking damage on the charge shot. So if you pair it with my Mechadog primer, it gives you the results you saw in the beginning of the video. So since we have multiplicative Eclipse and multiplicative condition overload or gun version of the condition overload, we value our base flat damage way higher than usually when it comes to Mirage. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because there are still abilities to cover. And mainly, it's the Helminth we're gonna be using. I'm using Nourish, you can use wherever the fuck you want really, because it doesn't really matter. Just grab something that gets you some extra damage, I'd recommend, because her original 4 does not really fit the build. Although I will also include the build that everyone uses to level up in Sanctuary Onslaught. Hall of Mirrors creates doppelgangers for her to confuse and distract enemies. They do some damage, and when we're using Augment we can scale them quite high because we're gonna be playing a lot of ability duration as well. But whenever I'm not solo, I just roll with Total Eclipse. Granted, I use Narrow-Minded in the build, so it reduces my range for this quite significantly. Like, still, if we do defense or anything, or anyone that wants to stick close, we'll get the lovely kick to the air damage. That's just one mod slot that's not really significant, but it lets other people have some real fun with this. Hall of Mirrors is more meant to be a defensive ability, so if you don't want to use Hall of Malevolence, feel free to use any other augment, any other mod, because it doesn't really matter for like the clones, they have their own issues. You can use this and try to make them do some damage, but from my testing it wasn't that relevant to give some damage in their hands. All that was important here was the fact that enemies shooting at your clones, therefore missing you. And in all the fairness, Total Eclipse is probably a better augment to make your Hall of Mirrors do more damage, because they do not benefit from Eclipse unless you have this augment on. And just quickly before we go further into the video, as you guys can see, 90% of you are not subscribed. So if you're enjoying the content, please leave a subscribe and maybe share with anyone you think would be interested in the video. And don't forget about the bell icon so you can get notified with the latest uploads. So thank you in advance, and let's continue with the video. But it's enough blabbing about the abilities. Now we go into the build that makes her a Queen of Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. And that's a build where you actually replace Eclipse with Roar for some extra spicy damage, and you build as much range as you can. I also use Preparation because it's ESO, and there is nothing else you really need. You can draw your Prism to start off the kills, and then you press Sleight of Hand while you already buffed by the Roar and having your mirror images, and all you have to do is spam the 2. This augment makes all the drops like ammo, energy, health to become a fucking proximity bomb. So it kills everything on the level of like Elite Sanctuary Onslaught. It's non-steel pad, and it applies shit ton of status effects on them. So all the mods type of like Archon, you can play them. I was thinking to use Archon Vitality, but nah, no slots really, no capacity for that. But if you really wanted to, I don't know, like I don't like that mod myself, but if you really want to have the heat applied twice, sure, go for it, but there are better picks. And this is probably like the tightest build possible, and Arcane Steadfast helps a lot in that build. Molt Augmented just stacks it, so if you wanna go more than like 10 consecutive rounds, when the enemy is gonna scale up a bit, this is gonna keep you up to date with the damage. And I mainly use two main builds, which is Wrathful Advance when I wanna use melees, and Nourish when I wanna use anything else than melees and some melees. And it all goes like Primed Continuity, Blind Rage. We just stack up bunchload of shitload of ability strength for the Eclipse scaling, Molt Augmented or Arcane Rage or Arcane Acceleration, depends what you aiming for in the mission. Arcane Avenger is usually 9 out of 10 times the best pick as well, but if we're not playing any crit weapon for some reason, we can just use anything else instead of that. I use Growing Power, but Brief Respite would be probably better, but I don't care, I want all the ability strength, so that's what I'm rolling with. But I suggest you trying with Brief Respite if you struggle to survive. And about surviving, adaptation, and sometimes swapping Eclipse just to give you a brief moment of like relief when you need to reload or something. 90% plus 90% should do quite well with keeping you alive for a moment. And then completely up to you, we're gonna be using Augur Message or Augur Secrets, depending if you want some more ability duration or ability strength. I have so stacked up on Mirage that I just prefer that ability duration because I'm really used to having at least 155 on every frame that has any buffs, anything similar to this combo, like some duration is just needed for me. And that would be a perfect slot to replace for Hall of Malevolence if you would want to make your clones in any capacity to be doing a lot of damage. Total Eclipse plus Hall of Malevolence would be perfect. I will heavily suggest you using Okina Prime because it's so easy to kill stuff with so much ability strength on Eclipse and Nourish that this just gets you a free combo points with this, then few swings, and you're gonna have 6x to activate the Incarnon form, which will give you 20 sprint speed, 20 parkour velocity, and on top of that, the evolution number 3 gives you 30 movement speed. And movement speed basically means all the parkour velocity, sprint, etc. in one. So that's probably the new stat stick for movement. Good old Praedos goes to the retirement. But for normal use weapons, just for damage, I highly suggest using something like Siam, or something like any of the glaives we have at our disposal. Because the scaling of Eclipse and those glaives, it goes wild. You just saw that in the intro of the video. Trust me, you will love the glaives if you use them with me. Like, I can guarantee you this. And sometimes I'm not that keen on using any secondary really. What I would suggest you using is Noctua to get a stupid amount of ability strength that it provides with its alternate fire and the tome. But if you really fancy to use some weapons, you have Prime Sure-Footed, Acarius, quite fun. Dual Toxocyst, I mean, it's just one of the best secondaries and overall weapons in the game. So yeah, what can I recommend you in the secondaries? Like Q-Core, also really fun. Everything will work on. She gives so much damage to the weapons that just use Noctua and use other weapons. Focus School is of course Madurai for 2 reasons. Physical damage increased by 30. Switching to Warframe after Chainsling adds 40% ability strength for 20 seconds. And Void Strike. First ability consumes all energy to increase damage for 8 seconds. Deal 10% additional damage for every percentage of energy consumed. So if you really do want to damage cap with anything you touch to shoot, well, there is some extra 100% damage for this. But I'm just joking, that's a niche use, don't really base on it, but you can mess around with it if you really want to show off. As I said before, my favorite weapon for her is Quellor, but since I made a complete separate video for Quellor, I'm gonna use very good AoE weapon that's got relatively low damage and it struggles to take down the tankier units, so you can clearly see how broken Eclipse is. And on top of that, it will only have Corrosive, while I will not have the Nourish because I will have the Wrathful Advance build to showcase one of my favorite melee weapons, which is Corufel. And if you need the build, pause it and copy it, it's simple. And same goes for Corufel. It has quite low status by baseline, so I'm not using influence on it. I tried, hated it, so here we go. So here we are, and Mirage, the Death Reaper waiting for the victims. Let's first see Axeltra, just completely tapping stuff out. You missed that on other frames now for Axeltra, because that was like, just look how fast it kills when it does damage enough to just wipe stuff out. It's just one of my favorite weapons before. I can still use it on Mirage and Siren, but whenever there is not a single buff on the weapon, this weapon struggles heavily to kill anything that's like armored Grineer style. I mean, just look, they don't ever have time to do anything to me. They just disappear as they come in. This is the power of Acceltra when you have Eclipse. I need my clones, so they shoot at the clones instead. Prime Firestorm is very nice. Like, also it's Eclipse thing is you can sacrifice your mod slots for something that doesn't increase your damage. Like Firestorm. Because you know you will one-tap everything. Just can do 360 on the camera. And aim in the general direction of enemies, not necessarily on them. You're more likely to kill more if you just look at the map where to shoot than at the enemies. Yeah, that's quite simple showcase here. It's like, what do you wanna even compare Quellor to? The damage capping weapon versus weapon that does 30k with Eclipse. So, but it kills way faster. Especially when you sprint and reload. That's like when it's at its forte. Look at that. Let me get some bump up with... I'm already on 306 kills, man. Let's get a big Eclipse. And start using this one. I'm not using influence on it because it's still a... Like, whenever you have tile set that's like a closed space room, it's gonna do its job very well anyway. Oh, the Nox. 17 days to go. She's made of paper and string if she's using the Eclipse in damage state. Just saying that up front, if you're not killing stuff, the stuff will shoot at you. And then you're in letter blah. But if you're killing stuff, shouldn't be a much problem. This weapon can damage cap as well, especially that it can do headshots, and since on heavy attack it turns into a gunblade. But I'm not really focusing on it. I'm focusing on killing stuff so I don't die. Ah, beautiful cleaner. I don't understand only why I'm not in higher crit when the crit from Wrathful Advance flat. Interesting. I have 916 and 458. And I'm doing... Oh, it's the fucking clones actually, I forgot. That's why I said before that they are not really reliable source to use for damage. Since you can AoE the Eclipse for them, but you will not be able to do that with... Let's see now. Ah, if I wait for more virals, it's probably... I mean, if I in first place give viral to my primer, the damage is gonna be way more disgusting. That's like one thing to be pointed out. Maybe I just show you after this run real quick what Kurfel can do if you have viral priming. Because corrosive is nice and stuff, but it cannot really compare. Look, a quick mouth cleaner. And that's with just Eclipse. There is no nourish for it, no nothing. And I have corrosive on that weapon. And we're facing a Rockin, which are vulnerable to viral. So you can just imagine if using the proper element faction mode. Oh my god, that's disgusting to even think of. It's such an overkill that even like, if you don't struggle to survive in level cap, you will not struggle. That's like, in short. Just aim in the general direction of enemies and it should be fine. But I'm pretty sure even my Noctua that I only ever used to get the buffs, it will kill them. Yep. Even though I don't remember even the mods outside of the fact that I have the tome mods. Oh, Mr. Vor is doing some backdoor on me. Not nice. Oh, Acolyte's coming to get one tap. I will try to kill him with Accelerator actually. Because we all know that Corufel will one-tap him with heavy. Especially that we have like 3 combo points now. No, he spawned under my fucking Corufel projectile. What the fuck? What a troll, man. Oh, he just spawned to get killed instantly. I wanted to show you like what Acceltra can do. Such a shame. Oh well, nothing else to show. Everything just dies as the moment any damage from Mirage connects to it, so... I mean, this is so stupid. Look the difference, by the way. No, I died because I don't have Eclipse on. But I wanted to show you the difference without any buff. I will just get clones maybe for some extra damage. Stuff is surviving, and I have like the clones assisting me with the shooting. Let me die, maybe the clones will disappear. I will show you without the extra hits. No, the clones stay. But I waited out, I guess. Dying is not really legit anymore. But even with the clones, it's not that enough to be safe. Because killing is how you're safe on her. Like adaptation ain't gonna give you that much. Actually, I can put Eclipse in defense. And I can focus on showing you how... Oh, it's too much prime on this. Look. Several hits to kill the Greeneer. And the moment I swap, I don't even have to look how many hits, because I know one is connecting, one is enough. Let's kill them through here. Through here. I love that. Like, so sad that Accelerator cannot really be used on every frame, because the moment any levels ramp up on enemies, you're not killing anything anymore. Unless you press Eclipse and you have, like, with poisoning strength, 800 without the knock to us, so that's quite stupid. And 400, like 40 years of crit for free. But well, see, in Simulacrum, so I can show you what Corufel can really do. I was just swapping to Viral Hit to show you the Corufel, and I really, really hate the fact that Hounds don't have the posture. Corufel with full prime. Let's try to do headshot. Oh, here you have a couple of damage caps. Not much to be said more, not even have to try more. The only thing was I used a different build for Focus Radon and Focus Energy being in it, so I would keep my combo points normally. I generated them via my Rauta, since I have minus chance to gain combo count on that weapon. But the beauty of that Riven is that if I would go against Orokin, for example, I would just do this, and then I have Viral with the bonus to Orokin. And since I'm personally a hater of the faction mods, that was without a faction mod. So if you really want to, you can put the faction mod on. You're gonna even do more stupid damage, but how much of damage cap can you go for? How can you not love this? That concludes my Mirage build. It's pretty simple frame with pretty simple helmets, but you can always experiment on your own. She is a powerhouse, and after the Eclipse was reworked, she became a beast, the damage queen herself. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, remember to like, comment, share and subscribe, and as always, see you on the next one. For everyone who managed to stay till the end of the video, I have a big bonus. I'm gonna show you an easy way to get your Eclipse to 1.5k plus percentage. And for those of you who love to min-max, this is how you get 1.5k Eclipse, just as you see on my buffs. Voice link strength, we have Nidus Spectre to link us, which is multiplicative increase to ability strength, and we press Noctua. We stack the augmented before, and we just buff. 1.539 person on Eclipse. Let me see how exactly much I have on everything. House of Mirror damage 147, 1.4k. I don't have the augment for it, of course, but I dropped some buff actually. Maybe growing power. Yeah, now it's correct. 153 on the Hall of Mirrors, 1500 plus on Eclipse, and Nourish is 5.6 energy multiplier. It looks like pre-nerf Nourish. Holy fuck! 346 viral bonus. Of course, you can use the other helmet, but this is what I play. And like, this is universal, like no weapon can be bad with this kind of damage increase. Beautiful. I wonder if we can kill them with the miner. Oh, there is Acolyte coming. Let's rebuff real quick. We just Void Sling Strength. Walk up to those. And now we buff. Oh, Nidus didn't press it on us, but yeah, doesn't matter. Where is our Nidus Spectre? Why he lazy? Stop being lazy. Give me the link. Link me! Finally. 1.5k with the link from him. This is just insane. I don't need Prime, I don't need anything. I'm just gonna walk up and kill everything in an instant. Even with the look what my Noctua does, by the way. He's just set here to give me the tome buff, yeah? You're gonna kill them. Axeltra killing Heavy Gun, why not? Pretty easy. And I also have my Spectre equipped with Synoid Simulor. So if you see those circles he's spawning whenever he's shooting, it's gonna give me extra crit chance and extra crit damage. Just if I didn't have enough damage already. You see that? Without it? Oh, my Eclipse ended. So we need to quick rebuff. Of course, our Spectre is not giving us the link now when we need. But he gives us, we just rebuff, that's not Roar. And we have refreshed version. Our Nourish gives us so much energy back that it doesn't matter, we have to cast it again. Oh, 1.1 billion randomly on my screen. That's not a setup to do like damage cap, it's just a setup to show you how far you can push Eclipse. So let me show you the finished product in terms of her build. The first important thing I did is changing my Archon Shards, because that electricity to primary damage was not universal enough, because I sometimes use the melee, sometimes I use Noctua just to show off how much stupid damage we get. Sometimes I'm changing my primaries, so yeah, that electric wasn't working out since it's fusing the elements. So that's just times 515 AB strength, 412 end result. And with few changed mods, we have 824% to get go, before augmented, Noctua, and Madurai Sling Strength. Now we go into the build, and of course, growing power, power drift. Not saying that those are the best in terms like surviving, no brief respite, but I truly don't really like shield gating, and all of mirror seems fine to stay alive, because you can just kill everything that can damage you, and those just take the fire. Enough bullets on them for you to kill everything around you. And mold augmented, growing power, power drift, all of that stuff with Noctua and Sling Strength, you stack it and you easily get to 1.5k. Which if you just change that 15% and you're gonna put total Eclipse, your team will love you. Because narrow-minded, yeah, it's better if you put adaptation. Shorter buffs, I just use narrow-minded to have easier time to show that in a mission. But that's what I would recommend, and then total Eclipse, so your team loves you. But if you play solo, this is the perfect build, I think. So, again, hope you enjoyed it, the bonus part as well, and see you on next one.